Geppetto. It's a restaurant near the harbor in 𝐉𝐴, and it's one of the new restaurants that they serve local and Mediterranean food. And it's really unique touch to and as you can see, the atmosphere is really,
It is very particular. As soon as you mentioned Geppetto, it sent me back in time when I was younger and used to follow the story of Pinocchio on TV, on Italian TV. So it was a series which was very, very well done, and it was amazing. So the atmosphere is very conducive to him. I noticed that since Pinocchio has a big nose when he lies, makes him a better wine taster.
Makes him a better, but then I don't know what will come out of his mouth.
Exactly. So as long as he's lying, he's got a longer nose.
Yes, so. I think they call the place Geppetto, so the Geppetto will never lie.
Exactly. He was a good man, a good father.
He was shaping. I think this Geppetto here is not shaping the wood; he's shaping the wine and food. So
good.
And
music to my ears.
Part of our story, it's not only about wines. Obviously, it's always pairing the right ingredients, because wine is a staple food.
Sure.
For me, at least, and pairing different tastes and stuff which we can find in Malta, like cheese, fresh vegetables, grapes, local wine. Today we're not going to enjoy local wine because we're not going to endorse any company.
Okay, so that just, I'm trying to be very careful with my role to make sure that I'm representative of the region. But actually, when we talk about wine, I'm going to be still talking about Malta as well. So
obviously.
Wine is a very universal subject.
I mean, Gozitan and Malta is inseparable in my eyes, but you know that there is a difference of opinion sometimes.
Yes, of course. That's good.
Oh,
wow.
I just left you very handy next to you.
Oh, the food arrived, and we are going to open the wine as well. Since you're here, Dimi, Dimitri is the owner of the place.
Yes, I was had the pleasure of meeting him, and he's telling me that he sources all the produce from.
Yes. We try to do everything here in-house and to work very much with the local, small local farms and kind of supporting them. They're supporting us, and everything is based on the best flavor ever.
My goodness, the aroma is coming out of this plant.
Smell and it looks nice as well.
It really does.
Guys, I don't know if you see this, but
you can't smell it or taste it.
Let's concentrate on wine.
Yes.
With this, Dimitri was kind enough to source it from.
It's a very good friend of mine who imported the wine just for his restaurant, and you can find that wine only here on his restaurant as well. It's not a supermarket wine, that what can I say, the quality is really good one. I hope to give us your opinion as well.
I'm really looking forward.
It's going to be a pleasure for me if you open it.
Thank you.
So it's from Trentino 𝐼𝐻𝐼𝐳, yes? So it's the topmost part of Italy.
These things.
I'm looking forward to try
it's
this
Pinot Bianco in fact, they didn't call Pinot Bianco in ages.
Yes, they call it, I think they call it 𝐼𝐻𝐳 in Trentino. We actually grow Pinot Bianco in Malta as well. So it's interesting to know.
You will tell me which winery after that. I would like to taste that one as well.
There are, yes, and it's. But it will be definitely different because here we're talking of Trentino. Oh, sure. Oh my goodness. Yes. Perfect.
Would you like a glass, Dimitri?
Of course.
That's why you are behind me. That's why you're behind me.
So this is, I was just reading up a little bit on this. So this is actually aged in oak, on its lees, so on the dead yeasts for a few months, which gives it a lot more structure. So I'm expecting a sharp, high acidity wine because, of course, it's in Trentino. This is why it will be so different from a Maltese one, because here we've got a lot of sunlight. So acidity will not be as sharp as this, but this is also very, very full and oh my gosh.
It's really good.
I didn't read about it. I wanted to not to spoil my
I'm sorry if I spoiled it for you.
surprise.
Yeah, I mean, it's beautiful. And alcohol-wise, it's 13%.
But it's very mild.
It's beautiful. I love wines that are
Nice
very.
balance.
That's exactly.
There is a high
Very
acidity,
nice
you can
balance.
feel it, but it's refreshing acidity, not the one that usually puts you off like.
That is probably because they do two things: this aging on the lees, and also it undergoes malolactic fermentation, which transforms the malic acid, which is very, very sharp, to lactic acid, which is more creamy.
And this aging really reduced the acidity levels.
So the acidity
Make it
is still
rounded.
there, but it makes it rounder. So it's really a nicely balanced wine, beautiful balanced wine.
Cheers.
Oh yes, cheers to you.
Cheers.
And Dimitri.
Dimitri, thank you for today.
With the food.
Oh yes.
So
That was a
what we
good
will be
test.
testing today? Can you just guide us a bit? I'm sure we can't deduct,
We
but
have a baby calamari,
okay.
very small, and I can assure they're amazing. We have sea bass fillets, deep fried. Also, we have grilled octopus with herb oil, a very good olive oil from the island. It's a local production. And grilled king prawns with butter, parsley, and garlic.
Poetry that was.
Go ahead, just dig in.
Sure, I'll start with the closest one next to me. So
Dimitri, you want to join us or?
I'm not sure is it good the food here.
Okay. You want us to test first, and then we'll tell you.
we'll take the risk and tell you if it's good or not. It's a really good choice of wine because even though it's a seafood platter, there's a lot of texture here, no? It's not a light seafood. You've got the octopus, the calamari, the fried sea bass, the prawn. So a wine which would be too light
Will not
would
mess
struggle.
with everything perfectly.
This is really blending in well because it's a white wine, refreshing, but it has its own punch, which is very important.
After the wine, you can taste the seafood again and again and over again.
Exactly. They respect each other.
When it comes to the pairing, do you suggest your guests?
Yeah, always. Once we see them, they're up to the wine, then we give them our suggestions. Better try that wine with this food, and always the result is very, very good. They're always happy.
And as you said, you were sourcing everything locally, even the fries.
Yeah, the potatoes, they're grown actually here on Gozitan.
They already look gorgeous. How long have you been here, Dimitri?
In the restaurant. We just opened last end of July, and for the time being, we are amazed how good response we have from our customers, which really inspired us. Malta is a small island. We are a very small rock in the middle of the sea where miracles happen actually. And we're coming from the other part of Europe where you have to travel long distances. So let's say after a busy day, taking the ferry, sitting on the deck outside, refreshing your mind, and you're recharged for the next day.
Fair enough.
What is the trend among the people, your guests, regular guests or whatever?
Yeah.
Which kind of wine they prefer lately?
In the summertime, mostly white. The rosé is not so popular. I'm really surprised because I love rosé. But people, most probably because of the climate and the heat during the summer, people they prefer a white wine. You remember what it was years ago, let's say 5-6 years ago, beer, and that was that explosion of craft beers, etc. But now we are back to the wine, and people they know about wine already. They're curious, they have applications, they check the wine, see the ratings, etc., and they know what to expect. Actually.
You come from a culture from a country and a culture with a very interesting cuisine. And yet so you're from Bulgaria.
Bulgaria.
So instead of bringing Bulgarian food here, you chose to go for the local option. Do you see that there is an interest even from the locals for the local produce?
That one is because we are living in the Mediterranean at the moment. If we bring our food here, it's not adapted for the Mediterranean. It's a bit heavy food. It's kind of more fatty food. And with 40 degrees outside, to have a fatty food is not a pleasant. That way we try to go for something light, something what you're going to make you feel better, and it's easy to combine it with a good bottle of wine.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Always.
So it's not only the tourists that are looking for something which is local, also the Maltese and
Also the
those
Maltese.
things.
No, before they go for a burger or pizza, pasta, now they go back to their roots and they're looking for a good Maltese food.
You said they're going for fresher white wines, not rosé, which might change their mind soon. I mean, rosé is really good for this kind of food. I mean, I would match rosé with this at any time. But even some light reds might come in the option. Don't forget the octopus and calamari, if you serve them on its own, might have the tendency to ask for a bit more tannic wine because they have it.
To tell you the truth, I prefer sometimes in the summertime to have a bit chilled Montepulciano di Abruzzo.
Yeah.
It's very refreshing and light wine, you know.
Yes, it's a good point that you mentioned that you need to chill it.
Yeah.
Again, we talk of serving wine at 18 degrees. Today, which is not really the peak of summer,
Yeah.
I'm sure it's higher than, considerably higher here than 18 degrees.
Here it's about 23, 24.
There you go. So you need to chill it down, and people don't appreciate that enough. You need to chill it down, otherwise it will become tiring. And even a nice light 𝐤𝐳 would work for him.
That's what I wanted to mention, actually. You read my mind. If there is somebody who does 𝐤𝐳 properly and you chill it down,
This would be
it's
perfect.
like Pinot Noir.
Exactly. This would be perfect. This would be a perfect match. Because as I say, so even though it's seafood, so it's delicate, but there is a lot of texture and it's really full of flavors, so it can take a light red as Nino mentioned.
In my opinion, with the octopus, you easily can
yes.
go with the red.
For sure.
Okay, so what else do you have in store for us? You mentioned rosé. Let's go for some rosé.
Yeah, immediately I'll give you the rosé. It's just right behind you. It's a really good one.
You put me on the perfect spot, I think.
Oh yeah.
So guys, see you tomorrow.
It's from Etna. Let me do
Sicilian rosé. Oh, nice. Alnos.
Etna.
See there?
One of my favorite regions in the world.
Shall I open this one?
Yes, of
Yes,
course.
please.
Yeah, ready.
You know, when we talk of the
Shall
Mediterranean,
we get some fresh glasses?
No,
it's all right.
we can wash this once.
No,
Yes,
we
yes,
have
yes.
behind us, no?
As you wish. As you drink the water. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, when we talk of the Mediterranean climate is ideal for a vast range of agricultural products. That's why we say that vineyards do well, but not all vineyards. Most vegetables, fruit and vegetables, do extremely well in the Mediterranean profile. So
I've noticed one thing, that most of the local vineyards, not only here, but it's a case abroad as well in the Mediterranean climate where the olives grow, but most of the local ones where we have olives around the vineyards, I'm thinking they are helping a lot to the preserving the humidity and the not fighting with them, obviously, put them a bit far away, but
and protection against wind.
protection against the wind, because the wind here can be really
Can be a dry, hot wind. So it's not so much the wind, but the whole combination, which is...
The olives suck that unnecessary dust when it was not needed for the grape.
They are protecting. In fact, most vineyards, most wineries today produce olive oil as well, because they have so many olive trees surrounding.
So this is a Sicilian
Wow.
Etna Rosato.
This is, I'm not correcting you, but this is an Etna. I tell you why. Because Etna is a region within a region, and it's becoming so, it has become so well respected for the wines it produces, given its altitude. So again, Sicily, you think warm climate, so ripe wines like D'Avola, like Brillo, like so many other wines that are ripe and juicy.
And then
But
you get
this
surprised.
This is a high altitude. This is a blend of 80% Nerello Mascarese and 20% Nerello Cappuccio, which are the two main varieties that you find in the Etna. Again, so you see, we're so close, and yet we can't grow these.
You don't have the height.
Exactly. So
Not you personally anymore.
no, it's true. So even though we are in this is the beauty of the Mediterranean, the variety of things you find. We can't grow Nerello Mascarese here because we don't have the altitude, we don't have the cool climate which they need. And this produces this is a wine that does not have any contact with oak, so it's only stainless steel. So the freshness of it is remarkable.
Recent fresh.
Originally, rosés were produced really to favor red wines. So they were used to bleed away some of the initial juice, which was a little bit diluted, to leave the red wines more concentrated. This is a rosé because they want to produce a fine rosé, and it's amazing. Rosé in general is the most versatile wine to match, especially with the Mediterranean diet.
Yeah. That I was surprised people are not used to.
It's true. We should technically, as a country which is in the Mediterranean, we should be drinking more, technically. Maybe we were used to other wines, other rosé wines which were a little bit sweet. So, and these are not sweet, these are dry wines. So many people who are used to like wines like Rosé d'Anjou or some other rosés,
Like that sweetness and crave for it.
they try this and they say, oh, no. Because they expect a Rosé d'Anjou, but this is not a Rosé d'Anjou. So it takes a while. I think eventually we will drink a lot more rosé than we are drinking today.
Thank you for these wines, guys. And thank Noel for being so kind to sponsor our wines for today.
Oh yeah. He was pleased to sponsor us with these wines, and
We might visit him in the future. So.
yeah, you should do.
You need to make a note of it.
Such a small place, but it has a really good character. Dimitri was kind enough to do something unusual for us. He first served us that seafood platter, and now instead of something that I would usually start
Right.
with, he got a surprise for us.
There's more, you mean?
Yep. I mean, we just pop up for a glass of wine and we got.
I mean, Dimitri is embracing Maltese and Gozitan hospitality when it comes to food. We like lots of food, we like lots of good food.
So from what I can see here, we have Gozitan salsiccia, pepper Vilhena, bigilla, sun-dried tomato, unavoidable olives, and
That's the trademark, yes?
Go ahead.
That's the trademark. He did mention that even the olive, the salami, the sausage here is local. He knows where it's produced. The 𝐤𝐵𝐸na.
Which we need as well.
Where do you start? Can I start with this?
Go ahead.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, Mediterranean at its best.
It's a pity that we sometimes, when I say we as Maltese, sometimes take all this for granted. The flavor, the beautiful textures are really something which we need to remind ourselves how much fun they are. Some dry tomato here.
And how, let's say, how lucky we are sometimes. I mean, we were complaining about the heat. People craving heat all year round. And we got another surprise, and this is a heavy surprise.
Oh, yes.
From Noel Misud. He got us the Pulmonera Primitivo. Amazing. Listen, I think this will be the end of us today.
Is that right?
It's right.
16.5?
I didn't want to show you the alcohol level, but yes, today we are in enjoyment. If somebody passed me the corkscrew, though.
Yeah, where is it?
I don't know.
We've lost our corkscrew, but I mean,
Wait, I have one on my keychain, though.
you know what's great? And kudos to Dimitri here. Did you feel that the bottle is cool?
Yes. He actually put it in the chiller because
This
imagine
is
drinking
extremely
this on
important.
20-something degrees.
I'm so glad that he did so because, I mean, 16.5% alcohol.
Would you like to
be? Oh, well, yeah, sure.
Why not?
I mean, why not? But 16.5% alcohol is going to be quite a punch. So if you don't chill it,
That heat
so
will really put the wine at disadvantage.
is one of the most popular wines right now in Malta. It's no secret in restaurants. There have been attempts to grow it in Malta, and I think there still are, but not with the same results as Puglia. Puglia seems to have.
And it's a chiller there, and Adriatic Sea has that breeze.
We should have similar characteristics because we have our sea as well. But first, not quite sure. Maybe it's the soil. I'm not quite sure, but it hasn't had the same element of success, especially as a vine. So the vine has been a bit of a struggle to thrive in our climate, whereas in Puglia, it seems to have done extremely well. So this is a vintage 2019. Here we go. Now you do the honors, please.
Thank you. It's now or never.
Yeah, 16.5 is quite a punch.
Cooked.
Oh my goodness. Now you know that this has no contact with oak, so this is still stainless steel.
Very fruit.
So
very fruity.
it protects the fruitiness.
The fruitiness stays there, the freshness, and I'm amazed by the high level of alcohol that you can even see on the glass.
Yes, but did you feel it?
No.
You see?
But the smell is there. So if he did not chill it,
For sure, 100%.
this would hit the nose.
Needs to be treated with respect, and there's at least 18 degrees of temperature, cool to the touch, so you can feel that the bottle.
It's not a summery wine, but with
No.
this fruit, I'm telling you.
But you know what? Sometimes people, if this is the kind of one that you like, this is the kind of intensity that you want, it's fine. It's of course because of the heat in general. You need to make sure that you're consuming it in the right conditions, as we say.
Hydrate well, take some water.
Yes,
And nice food with it. As long as you have nice food with it.
Oh yeah, for sure. But it's interesting. You mentioned you didn't feel the impact. That is because it would be, again, you mentioned it earlier, the balance in the wine. That's where you can see that the wine is of a certain quality level, which will mean that the balance will not allow any of the features to overcome the rest.
Did you know that this has the roots in Dalmatia, the Primitivo? Oh, I managed to surprise you.
Really? That's nice.
So apparently during the certain period in time, I don't know, 12th, 13th century, this wine was transported from Dalmatia to Puglia. By the pirates, by the traders, or whatever. I mean, Venetia was at that time a very strong.
Of course.
On Adriatic, so they were really traveling around, and who knows, it maybe have reached Malta at a certain point of time with Phoenicians.
Possibly.
But
Possibly,
it's
yes.
indigenous to that area.
Yeah, but then it somehow found its way to California.
Of course.
Somehow.
I can imagine in one movie I saw the guy transporting wine roots close to his heart, watering it with few drops.
Because they wanted to take it with them.
So I could imagine that the early settlers in California, in America, took the grapes, that is the staple thing from them.
Sure.
Bread and wine. So as we said, we have here Galetti, you can take Galetti and it will contradict that acidity and alcohol in wine, just to give you that
Sure.
touch, to suck in that alcohol from your stomach. So it gives you more pleasant thing, but who knows what happened. I would really like to have that time machine, on the button.
It's difficult to say because a lot of the things that happened are not recorded. So, but we need to keep looking because the history is also very important. So, I am not a big fan of Primitivo, personally. I like it, I enjoy it, I enjoy a glass, but not a big fan. This is actually a very pleasant surprise to me. That you can feel that it's a powerful wine, no doubt about it, but it doesn't, it's not overwhelming, at least not so far. And with all these cheeses and sausages here, I'm sure it's going to do really, really well. Yeah, I think with the pepper 𝐷𝐵𝐻, it met its match. So trying the sausage as well, try everything. For this particular wine, which is an organic wine, they use bush vines. They grow the vines in bushes very much like we do. Here, you still see a lot of traditional bush vines. The 𝐼𝐬𝐧𝐝 are grown in this little low-lying, for various reasons.
I saw you posting the smallest vineyard in Malta, or maybe in the world.
Maybe.
There was like 10 wines.
It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. I was driving by and I said, this is a vineyard here. I mean, there's a wall and there's.
Where is it? Or it's a secret?
No. It's actually, I don't. I'm not quite sure where. I know how to get there, but I'm not quite sure where. But it was in the area of 𝐼𝐬𝐧𝐝, further up, Santi, and I was driving in that region.
Vidnia, maybe?
I don't think it actually reaches Vidnia, but it was in the Santi region, which is also a traditionally known region for grape growing. But when I saw this, I can take you. It's just
I saw
it's a sliver of land, and then there are
10 wines.
incredible.
Impossible.
Incredible.
Anyway, cheers. Let me do the
Cheers to you, Nino. Is
with my bad hand.
okay. Well, looks
That's
good
my
enough
good
to me.
hand. That's my good
Okay.
hand. That's my good hand.
That looks good enough to me.
They know why they set me up here.
I never enjoy drinking wines in quantities because eventually I start losing my appreciation of the wine and I just enjoy the alcohol, which I don't. I want to enjoy the wine. So I drink enough as long as I'm enjoying the wine. Otherwise, extras, I'm very lucky because in my line of business, if I had a problem with knowing my limits, it would be a big problem. But I don't. I'm lucky because it's not even a skill, it's just my nature. I stop when I'm...
Let me ask you something. It's a bit personal. How do you fit in this role? I know that you like being around wines, you love wines, how it influences your personal stuff, your personal work, personal career, life? It's tedious, going out, testing different things every day, getting invited by people like us.
It has shaped my work life. In truth, I tried on 2 or 3 occasions to try and move out of the wine business as a career and keeping wine as a hobby. But I couldn't.
Thank you for today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. It's been a real pleasure.
I hope that you will visit us again.
For sure, anytime. I'll visit Dimitri.
Visit
for sure.
us and visit some places with us.
Yes, for sure.
Because I'm sure I can find something in the island that it's like the wine, The restaurants are
There's
never
always a
enough.
lot of. You helped me discover Dimitri, and I'm really glad that I have. So,
Thank you.
thank you very much. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. I really like your place. I've been here many times.
Since the beginning of the place, actually.
It gives me that warmth, like in Mediterranean climate. You can see these limestones, you can see the wood, you can see the wrought iron. You know, this is the thing that I really like. And I mean, with the wine, with nice food, what more you can expect in
A very good service, a friendly staff here when you come here to feel at home. You know, that's what we're looking for. When people who are coming here, they're not the customers. They're our friends, they are our guests, but never a customer. Because customers come and go. But when you're a friend, you might come back again.
Can you tell us more? How do you approach them when it comes to the wine? I mean, how do you address the issues like when people come first time? They don't know the prices, they don't know the wines.
When you're a very long time into that business of hospitality business, you can recognize the customer from when he's seeing the menu. And then you see he has a knowledge of wine, he knows how to eat, you know, he's curious to try new things. And many people, they just pick up the cart of the wine and I want this. Okay, but what's your food? You know, to get the best pairing between the food and the wine, you need someone, or at least you, to know about this wine, to know the flavor of the food, and to pair it for a best experience. What are you going to eat? We're going to eat, let's say, a seafood platter, or we're going to eat a braciole or stuffed calamari. Okay, what is your choice of the wine? We get that one. All right. Can I recommend you something? Yeah. Many times, me and my son, who is the other owner of the place, because we open it together and we start together, we go against our interest. We many times just suggest to the customers even a cheaper bottle of wine, but it's best pairing with the food.
Because you want them to have that experience, otherwise their experience will be ruined and they will not be returning clients for you.
Yeah, no, they're not a clients, as I said. Everyone steps in that door, he's already friend. No?
Tell me about the local source food. So you're sourcing everything locally.
Yeah.
I know that if it compares to the other places where they get everything imported and stuff, it's not the same brackets, it's not the same profit. But why do you do it? I know that your heart is on the right place, but explain me a bit about food. Why do you source it locally?
Let's see that board. You have the flavor of the island of Gozo. All of these things what you have on the board, they are from the small local producers, from the small local farm. But you have the heart of the Gozitans on that board. All of the flavor, it's there. Okay, might be a bit more expensive, but let's say you visit the island for a few days and you want to try something local. Where are you going to go? In the supermarket? There is industrial. But if you reach the small producers, the small farms, people who knows what they do, people who put all of the love of them in their products, it's a completely different experience. That's the idea of everything. And
Vigila is still warm, I can feel it.
yeah, we did it this morning. Even the Vigila. Okay, you can go to the supermarket, you can get some of the supplies.
Different texture, different feel.
If you make it yourself, it's completely different. We're doing it from the scratch. And like this, you're supporting the local producers. For them, it's very helpful. Even the bread, what we're having the bread from a small bakery here around. The sausage is made from the local butcher, just for us and people who are going to the butchery. The cheeselets, everything, the fresh cheese, the pepper cheese, everything is from small producers all around. Even the desserts in that place, it's everything from the small producers. And we believe that's the best way to give the best experience of the people.
Today we are not trying the local wine. Reason being that our previous guest was not involved with having the local brands on the table.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to push to the local wines because we couldn't endorse the local wineries. But right now, I can actually mention that you really work well with the local wines as well. Local food and local wine. This is something that you really take care that people are getting in this place. Which local brands do you work with? I mean, which grape varieties that you prefer to serve with your food? So I know that you're heavily involved with seafood, that you have really fresh local ingredients like this. What would you suggest to the people when it comes to grape variety? Chardonnay, grown in Malta, or you really push 𝐼𝐢𝐧𝐝 combinations and 𝐼𝐢𝐧𝐝 combinations out?
If you ask me, my favorite combination is 𝐼𝐢𝐧𝐝 with Merlot. It's a local producer. I'm not gonna mention the name. That wine, it's always made from the youngest sommelier or winemaker in the company, and it's always with the best result. From other hand, that wine you cannot find it in the supermarket. That wine is produced only for the restaurants.
Restaurants, yes.
But the result, it's incredible. It is not expensive wine. Actually, it's one of the cheapest wine in our wine list, and we're pushing a lot because we know people when they try it, they're amazed of it. And also we support the local production as well.
Obviously.
𝐺ărgentina is also very good. 𝐺ărgentina, the same producer, the winemaker, do the 𝐺ărgentina as well as a white wine, and with the local food, I don't know better much.
You know how much work it takes to do the wine. So
We are not on the wine side, we are just wine lovers.
wine lovers, food lovers. Dimitri, thank you for having us today here. Thank you for all your nice food, a lot of nice wines. We're gonna thank Noel.
Yeah,
I need to find out what's Noel company though.
he working under the company of his restaurant.
He is importer of Lavella.
Yeah, the restaurant Lavella.
Okay. I mean, he will be on our target for next time to visit them. Have to say, being that he sent this Primitivo, I'm amazed. I really like the wine. Next time I'm gonna visit him and speak
You
about.
should visit that place.
Do you want to join me next time?
I will, with a great pleasure, actually.
Sure. Give him a ring, set up a meeting, and we go there.
I'll try to make a table in the sea, next to the boats, you know? That's
That
the
will be
best
great,
place.
No sun.
We're gonna make it afternoon, late
Mediterranean, I
afternoon.
like.
It's going to be great.
Thank you, Dimitri.
Very welcome.
And cheers.
Cheers.
Dimitri, I forgot the best thing,
Which is?
which is my guys need to try this wine as well.